Hey folks, George Leoniak here with New Geometry. I woke up this morning, didn't think I'd be doing a video because I just did one about 2 days ago on the golden hexagon, which I was super excited about. But this one just happened to pop up. It's amazingly, if you followed some of my videos in the past, which are usually 40 something minutes or over, this one only has 3 slides. So it's a kind of how to draw quickly, brief drawing, all contained within one slide. I call it an as above, so below drawing because I believe it's a new method that easily draws the double pentagons within the seed of life framework with the double Vesica. It's kind of like, the 28th of September, which was the golden hexagon video that I did. Well, that was on my birthday, and my mom's birthday is today. She's no longer with us, passed away in March. So this is kind of like a tribute for her because I had this double Vesica design that came to me literally this morning. And, I'm going to get one more video in hopefully this week, maybe even tomorrow, because amazingly, my birthday is the 28th, my mom's 30th, and my dad, who's also no longer with us, October 1st, tomorrow. So we're going to see if I can pull that off because there's certainly one more video in this sequence. Like I said, this is going to be a kind of quick drawing, this double Vesica shape, very universal mother type of energy within this one. So I'm super psyched to share this one with you. So like I said, it's not going to be a long one. And I think even if you're new to sacred geometry, this is not going to be technical. And I'm not going to be, like in some of my other videos, hammering you with a lot of mathematics and numbers and all those sorts of things. I think we're going to be able to pull this one off with very little of that. So this is the design that, you could draw. And I've got the steps on the next slide. I call it as above, so below. And it's a double Vesica design that starts off with the normal circles that you would do with a regular Vesica Piscis, and then this other Vesica shape that is connected to the goes through the first Vesica, the circles, to actually give you the points where you're going to draw your pentagon. And it does it on the above side and the below side. So, I call it this as above, as below method for drawing the double pentagon, almost like you have a reflection in a mirror or a picture going up to like the edge of a lake and seeing your reflection in the water or something like that. So this is the method for how to draw that, and I've included it all on one slide. I did it all on one slide here, but I'm going to just zoom in so I can kind of walk you through the steps quickly, and it will not take you long to draw this if you do attempt to go for it. Let's just zoom into about 200 would be good. So, the steps are pretty straightforward. What you're going to want to first do is just draw a horizontal line the length of your paper, and you don't have to set your compass to 1 inch. If you did, all the measurements would turn out to be 1 and 1.618 and all those sort of things. But don't even have to worry about that. If you just follow these steps, you'll be constructing a phi ratio design. So, set up you do a Vesica Piscis, pick any 2 points on there, set up one on, let's say, point A, set your compass there, your needle, set your lead of your compass there, do your first circle, and then go over to where that circle intersected the line, set your needle there at point B, swing that arc around there, and then you had just created the Vesica Piscis, which is root 3. That is going to give you this point C and D. Now you're going to just draw your vertical line through that, so that will give you, the center point where the cross is in the middle. Okay, so this is why this is like the mother of all creation. Jane 108 often says, this is the mother of all creation type of form that we start with. So many, almost every design, it's hard to bypass this design starting template with the birthing canal of creation here. So, the next thing we'll do, you don't have to draw in all the 7 circles here. I like to do it because, this next one, all we really need is this length, but it really just creates that whole sequence of creation. So when you get involved into drawing sacred geometry, it is a contemplative type of practice that, the circles and lines that you draw are communicating something to you. So just to kind of do little tick marks or slash marks to just, get something like just to get this without doing the complete circles, you kind of miss the whole picture of what it is communicating. So, for this drawing, just draw in at the center of point E. So now you've got the central cross, put your compass in the middle, do your first circle at point E, and then just go over to where the red circle intersects the line and where your circle is going to match up for point G. Now don't reset your compass at all for this. Remember, if you did this at 1 inch, and I don't recommend doing it that 1 inch because doing those small little radius of ½ an inch is really tight on the radius. So just do it whatever size you want, but make it big enough so it's comfortable to get nice long arcs. So don't reset your compass from the central circle. This is just the classic seed of life design. You're going to plant your needle on G, put the lead over here on E, do your circle. Now where that intersects here at F and H, you go over and put your needle there, swing the circle, go over to K, swing the circle, go over to J, swing the circle, I, and every circle you're doing is intersecting these locations. So your petals should just develop and you'll get those 6 petals of the classic seed of life design in the center. So, okay, now that you have done that, now this is the little step that I like to do to divide the line into a phi ratio, because we want to get a line now that's going to be in phi ratio. I'll show you what that is. But first we need to take a measurement. So we're not actually, you don't have to draw this line. I'm just showing you where it is from L to M. So at the furthest seed of life drawing circle that you've done here at L, locate that one that's in the center at the central line that's going through at the bottom circle where the M is. Set your needle here, your lead over here. Now just don't do any circles at that point. Just pick up your needle and bring it over to N at the center of the drawing. Was E back here, but now it's N. So now you're going to go with N and just, you can draw this circle in if you want, but what you want to do is just locate this mark, okay? Because this is half of root 5, which is going to set you up for the full length of this being root 5. I know I wasn't going to talk a lot about math, but it's just important to realize that this is where you're getting your sacred numbers and sacred mathematics that are in this. This whole circle is root 5. Half of root 5 plus 0.5 over here is going to give you the full length of 1.618. Okay, so N to O is the same as L to M in this. All right. Let's just drop down to the below side of the page. We did the above half. And so now I'm indicating in this drawing, I've drawn in the circles, but now you're going to take your full length of the full 1.618 or whatever that length is for you. It's going to be in phi relationship, because this first circle, whatever size it is going to be in phi relationship between this Q and R. So if you were to take P and R here and divide that by Q and R, your calculator, whatever number it is going to say 1.618, 033, 988, etc. So that's what you would get when you, this is why the ratio, whenever you're working with the golden ratio, it's the ratio and the proportion of the divine cut that's important, and not the actual quantities that you're using, the values of the numbers. So we can transpose this drawing at any size. And that ratio, based on the sacred geometry techniques that we're using, will maintain consistent. So here's the, we're going to take the full length now. We're going to go from P to Q. So we're setting our needle over here at P, set your lead up over at Q, and then you're just going to swing an arc of 1.618 radius all the way around, okay? So that's your first circle, and you're going to create a new point up here called point S, because you're going to, don't change the radius of the compass, just put it back over on the other side of your first initial circle, the one at the center of the seed of life, and just swing the compass around, and that should intersect right at the line there, and that will give you this vesica across here, which has got a distance of √5 between it. So now you have that vesica set up, and now we're good. We're ready to do our pentagons. Okay, so the amount of talking that I've been doing here, you could easily have probably drawn this already by this point, because you just follow these simple steps. In fact, when you're all said and done with all the little letters, as I did all the letters to just go through the alphabet, basically the last point that is important on here is A1. So you've kind of completed an octave of the alphabet to come all the way back to A1, and you're done and completed the drawing. But so let me just walk you through, because now that you have the double vesica, remember we've got the initial vesica, which was important in the layout of the two circles, the red ones, and now we have the two blue circles. Now, this red to blue circle relationship in my golden hexagon video, I described and discussed that to you, discussed that in that video about how the diameter of the red circle is in phi relationship to the blue circle. And here what I've done is, instead of that being the central portion of the drawing, and I didn't do it on purpose, this is just how it kind of manifested on its own, it created this double vesica phi relationship. So you have a double vesica in phi relationship here between the large circle and the smaller circle. But now let's get back to the pentagons, because this is the big part to finish it off, because this is the coolest thing about this method that I'm super stoked on. I've never seen anywhere myself. Someone could have constructed it. But as you start working with phi and following little trails here and there, all sorts of new little discoveries come up. So what happens here, which I find, let me just really zoom in so you can get a full view of, a better view of what's going to happen, because this was the really unique thing about this. So we're going to deal with, let's just pretend this TX is a 1 inch edge length. And of course, a pentagon has 1 inch all the way around. And this I've double checked in, the program. These are all 108 internal angles here. This is all 1 inch all the way around. It all does it just fine, no problems. So from T to X, you could just swing your compass at 1 inch radius, which it already is. See, we already did the 1 inch radius all the way around, or ½ an inch. This would be a ½ an inch, and the 1 inch diameter of the circle will be all the way around, and it's going to cross right through the intersection of the blue and the red circle. So it's like the blue phi relationship circle on the right hand of the drawing over here, connected to the red circle over here, where those two overlap is where we draw our line up at that intersection point, and that gives us the two edges of the upper above pentagon. And now the easy thing is now we just go to the top of the vesica that is created where at point V here, where the two 1.618 radius circles overlap, creating that vesica at the top. And now we've created the pentagon, just like that. 5, and of course we could draw in the star. You could see that even if you continue this line all the way down, it's already going to hook you up to do the lower pentagon. So it's kind of like the above and the below pentagons are connected right away. So there's no separation between the two. And there's just some real beauty around how the initial Vesica Pisces that every geometer knows about. It's like the basics. You start with the Vesica Pisces that gives you the √3 measurement. And now all of a sudden we've added this phi 1.618 radius circle over top of each of those through the method I showed you. And now all of a sudden you're getting the double pentagon in the middle, and it's just kind of brought that, another level of life to the birthing process, let's say, as that initial vesica, dilates and gets bigger, for the full birth. So, just follow around TU VWX, and then you can do the TY XZ and the A1 over there. And I just kind of cleaned this last image up just a little bit, took out all the erroneous lines that we didn't need anymore. And that's kind of your complete drawing. You can erase lines, you can draw other things in, you can add additional circles in the middle, it's yours to play with. You can erase the outer lines. This kind of really looked like an egg to me when I first set it up. So that's pretty much the method for how to draw the as above, so below double pentagon drawing with a relatively, I believe, a new technique here. So yeah, there's mom in the middle. Like I said, this was going to be a tribute to her. This image, was the first image that I saw this morning that my sister had posted over there on Facebook. I'd never seen this photo before, but I found it to be so fitting that there she is holding this, sunflower right at the middle of the drawing. And of course, the sunflower having all the phi relationships. I didn't even know that this drawing was coming down the pike. But as I said, like, I've been having dreams with the family all this week, and intermixed with a lot of sacred geometry coming in through that too. So, this drawing was just ripe to happen. And well, here it is. And it's as within, so without, because this is the same image. And I've taken it just one little step further to create this diamond in the middle. And the cool thing about this, and I don't have all the techniques or drawing techniques in here, you'll be able to do this easily, is that these are two pentagons here, right? Same drawing as before on the previous page, interlocked in the middle together. So rather one being kind of on top of the other in the as above, so below, here's the as within, so without connection at the center here. And the original pentagon here was connected at this point. Remember, those are where those points are. All you have to do is from those 2 points is just draw a straight line from those 2 points across, and that will give you these corner spots. You already have the top and the bottom, and then you come over here, you draw a straight line straight across again. That will give you these points here and here. Connect the dots, and then you have this sweet diamond in the middle. And the full quote here is as within, so without, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. And, this is when you get involved with sacred geometry, at least for me, it has been quite a soulful journey. And, having my mom in the last image, just bringing in a little bit of personal to this. She was such a big fan of all the sacred geometry I was doing, super supportive, always first person to comment on anything ever posted, watched my videos. We discussed it, talking about the journey of the soul, everything, all paths lead to the same place. Everything's of the light. Those are some of the beautiful conversations that the stimulus of sacred geometry brought us this greater harmony to connect over and around. And it really is this journey of the soul as the universe, and integrating and connecting and being and integrating as a soul, as a being on earth, and walking as a soul on earth. As part, our mission of being here is to be our soulful self, fully and completely. At least that's the way I feel about it. So, in the last slide, as the universe, well, in the previous golden hexagon video that I did on my birthday, I'm hoping to plan on trying to get the universe video done, because I have a whole other things, with the golden hexagon and where that's led me in a lot of discoveries of how that's going to connect to the whole octahedral version of the universe, along with the rhombic dodecahedrons and all that. So I'm really excited to get into that material as well and bring that to you. We'll see if I get it done tomorrow, but who knows. But I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a quick drawing one, and I've also, as an aside here, I've had some people asking possibly about doing maybe some drawing classes. Keep your ear out in the future. Very soon, I'm thinking of setting up a small little apprenticeship type thing to walk through some of these drawings, have these deeper conversations of connecting with the forms, small group of maybe 6 people or so. But I'm going to do a whole little video that's going to describe what that's going to be like. But I'm definitely intending in, teaching in a small group type of context with a small group of students who really want to deep dive into sacred geometry in that small context. So thanks again for watching, and post in the comments if this drawing simple worked for you. And yeah, until then, I'll see you next time. Much love and peace.